Hey guys, and welcome back to the Pokemon Townhouse. I was gonna call it a shell challenge. It's not a shell challenge, just this Townhouse series, I guess. Today we are working on Leafeon, in case you couldn't tell by the title. And this one is probably by far my favorite. I would have thought that Umbreon would have been my favorite. Still haven't done it. To be fair, when you guys are watching these videos, they're like 3 to 4 days apart. But for me, I'm pre-recording them a day. Like I think from the first video of this series, I've recorded them every day since. Um, so yeah, definitely recording well in advance, which is probably a good thing for um just staying on top of my schedule and things like that. And yeah, just having a good old time keeping up with my schedule for once. Well, at least here I am. Well, I guess with uni I am as well. I'm not necessarily behind. I'm just not as ahead as I want to be. Usually I'm on time, and that's okay. Sometimes like uh, let's say an average of on time, because sometimes with some classes I'll be like, oops, I haven't done them yet, and like the class already happened. But other times it's like, well, I haven't. Oh, I've gone ahead and done it all. That's what I was trying to say. And now I just have to basically wait for class. So at the moment, I am a little bit ahead. I have finished the notes for 2 out of 3 of my courses, I believe. One, yes, two. And for some reason, I keep thinking it's Monday. It's not. It's Monday. Um, so yeah, I keep thinking that I've got class today, and I don't because it's the weekend. Um, but yeah, I've definitely got a lot of work to do, a lot of assignments to work on. I was gonna play around with some bot commands this morning for my Twitch, but I just realized I have another assessment that I kind of half forgot about, but it'll be fine to go through it bit by bit. And I'll probably do like a bit of it every day because it's an assignment where you've got to do like a portion of work. Well, they're like modules, so you've got to do like these different modules, but they're based off of different weeks. So I'm gonna go through and restudy the weeks, I guess, and then do the modules again. Oh, sorry, not do it. Do the weekly coursework and then go do the modules for the assignment. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I'm hoping to get that done. I also got up insanely early this morning for myself. I don't normally get up at 4 in the morning, but I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep. I almost did, I almost did, but then I started reading a book and then I realized the sun was up. So when I got up to feed my cat, I just stayed awake instead of going back to sleep, because if I had gone back to sleep, I probably would be sleeping very weirdly over the next couple of days until I sorted it out. Instead, I just woke up early and stayed awake, I guess. And I'll go to bed early tonight, hopefully. Get a lot of work done. In the meantime, I do have a group assessment meeting today, which, aren't they just the most fun in the world? For those of you who do uni and do group assignments, you know my pain. Because sometimes you get put with people who are just trying to get through the course. Like they just want to get a pass, and that's it. That's all they want. They just want 51% and they're happy with that. Other times you get people who are like, no, I want 100%. And I want it to be perfect and I want us to put all this effort in. Um, and it can be super stressful when you've got people in your group who are like either one, or if you've got both in your group. I'm pretty lucky that my group hasn't explicitly stated that they want any specific achievement, but we all are aiming to do well. What well means for each individual for us, I don't know, but it means that I'm not having to do a stupid amount of work, or I'm not having to do a stupid amount of work, depending on which people I'm working with. Because I've had both. I've had groups where I've had to do a ton of work because nobody's doing anything. And I've made that very evident in handing in the work, because most of the time you will put your name on what you've worked on. And then other times I've had it where people are like, I want to do really well, I want to get the highest marks possible. And I'm like, I'm not going to stop you from getting the highest marks possible, but I am sitting in between passing and the highest marks possible. I want to do well, but I don't want to stress myself out. I want to have realistic expectations. If we get 100%, that's fantastic. I'm gonna aim for that, but I'm also gonna have a life outside of this assignment. Um, so yeah, my group's actually okay. It's more the assignment itself and the course itself, and the client we're dealing with, because it's a consulting assignment, which I've never consulted in my life. I'm not doing a major that requires me to consult. But this is a mandatory course for everyone, and I think it's kind of silly. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the fact that we are kind of forced into consulting. I mean, with this degree, if you do this degree, there are mandatory core courses, and they kind of cover, most of them cover very broad, brief aspects of all the different majors, and kind of give you a good basis for everything that you can do. One of them looks at money, one of them looks at relationships, so that one would be good for like government or international relations. And the money one would be good for accounting or finance or anything like that. Just stuff like that. Like that, you can find almost every single course within those courses. And they're first year courses, so they're not difficult. They're not overwhelming, so you kind of get a bit of taste of everything, and I kind of like that. I think it's good because I learned a lot of different things that I wouldn't have learned if I didn't have these courses, because those are not my majors. But yeah, this one is not a first year course. It is actually one you take at the end of the degree. And like I said, everyone who's doing the degree has to do it. But it's marketing based, basically. Well, it's not marketing based, it's consulting. But from my understanding, almost all the clients want some sort of marketing help. And nobody in my group is majoring in marketing. I think in my specific class, like time slot, there's one person who's doing marketing, and I don't even think they're doing the project I'm on. They're doing a slightly different project, which isn't really focused on marketing, which I thought was interesting, but I haven't really paid attention to that other client or consulting project, because I just want to get mine over and done with, to be honest. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned this before, my client is a little bit difficult to work with. And my teacher, he's doing his best, but it's a newly designed course. Well, it's a refreshed course. So I'm just trying to hang on, trying to figure out what we're doing. So is my teacher, which is not the best. But the teacher doesn't know what he's doing. But he is not the one who created the course, so I'm giving him a little bit of slack with that. Like that, I'm not gonna be harsh on him. There are some things that he's done that I do raise my eyebrows at a little, like forgetting to send out emails about what we need to do, or yeah, that's the main thing. He's just sometimes forgets to, he'll inform the clients what they need to do, We have mentors as well. He'll inform the mentors, but he'll kind of forget to let us know what we're supposed to do. Um, and sometimes it's because he doesn't know yet, and that's fine. But he has admitted, "Oops, I forgot to send you guys the email of what to do." And he's springing a lot of like, "Oh, by the way, you have to do this next week." And I understand that in a consulting job, that's gonna happen to you a lot. They're gonna spring, like, the client's gonna spring a lot of things on you. Can you change this? Can you do that? Can you speed it up? Can I see progress reports? Blah 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 blah. Absolutely understand that. But he's saying that we get like, "Oh, I sent it out in an email," and we're like, "What email? Like, is this another email that you haven't sent out?" Um, so yeah, feeling a little frustrated with it. But very close to finishing. I think, to be honest, I'm not keeping track of what week we're even in. I'm just getting in and getting the work done. Um, but I've got about 5 weeks left max of uni all up, which is very exciting for me. I'm very, very keen to be finished. Um, and finally have a break. I've been studying non-stop for a very long time. Like obviously high school, primary school, but then I've done a previous double degree and this one, and I always did the summer semester, and I don't have to do the summer semester this year because I'm done. Um, it's kind of exciting, kind of scary. I definitely feel like it's gonna be a lot. I won't know what to do with myself. Actually, I will. There's a secret project I'm working on in the background. But other than that, like I don't have to get up for anything. Like that's kind of insane. So definitely gonna find something to do more productive with my time. Um, hopefully can get that sorted because that's I don't know. It's exciting but also kind of daunting. Because yeah, I don't know. It's what do I do with myself? Like I've had this going for me. I had this meaning, this reason to get up every day, and now I kind of don't. So yeah, definitely gonna look into that. Finding something to do. Definitely gonna be throwing myself into doing some really good builds for you guys as well. Um, and yeah, just very very keen and excited for that. And I hope you guys are well. Um, Also, after this today, I'm definitely going to be working on the build. I've said that a couple of times and I haven't actually gone and done it. But today, because of so yesterday, I streamed and I got a fair bit of work done. I did a little bit of a Pomodoro study session and I got this video edited and I got two classes worth of content um done. I was gonna say uploaded, but that's not right. I got them finished. And that was actually what I was going to work on today. Oh, I also worked on some of my group assignment. I do have to finish some of that. But what I'm going to do is, because it's so early, I'm definitely going to build. Probably going to build till like midday. And then after midday, continue working on my group assignment because we have a meeting later in the afternoon. I can't remember if it's at 2 or 3. But I'll figure that out when my group starts calling and I'll join in. But even if it is at 2 hours is still a pretty good amount of time to work on it. So I have to work on marketing material. So I'm working on that and I'm going to get some supporting documentation. I've got statistics for it. Every bit of information I got from Australian Bureau of Statistics. I did have to do a little bit of interpretation. Like for the statistics, it was looking at the rate that this particular thing occurred in males versus females, and it gave me the full number. It gave me the number for males and it gave me the number for females, so I could figure out what percentage of males versus females it occurred in, which is important. It is an important marketing material, or like important information for the marketing, so we can kind of I don't want to say sway the marketing, but we know who's important to market to now. And yeah, that's definitely something that's important. But now I've got to look into color theory and like what colors are the best. I already, thanks to my psych degree, I already know definitely heading down the blue path, but I found some research suggesting like the types of shades and things like that, which is insane that's someone did a study on that. I find studies like that so fascinating. Like, you know, there are a lot of people doing studies on, you know, medicine and which one's more likely to cure you and things like that. But I find the most obscure things, I mean, I don't think colors are really all that obscure, but you know, if you were to ask someone what their thesis is, you know, you'd kind of expect something along the lines of like, oh, the effects of X on Y or whatever, but it'd be something that's sort of relevant to society. And I'm not saying that colors aren't relevant to society. It is a massive thing. Like, this is some people's full-time jobs, is just color and figuring out what color does what and how we can use this for this and that and whatever. But it, again, that would be an obscure job. That's not a mainstream job, and that's the sort of studies I'm talking about. Like, things that you don't really think about, like the effects of lungfish on river health. Talking to one of my friends at uni, and they're big on lungfish, and now I am too. I wasn't originally. I've never really been into lungfish, but now I'm like, tell me more about lungfish. I want to hear about it. Because I like hearing about these weird and wacky fun stuff. So, if you know anything about lungfish, leave your fun lungfish facts down below. I love collecting fun facts, and I'd love to hear them. But yeah, if you have any weird, wacky thesis ideas, or if you've done a weird and wacky thesis, definitely, definitely let me know. Because I just love weird stuff like that. Even if you've got like what you think is boring and normal, let me know. I think all study is important. And just learning more about the world and the society we live in to understand it better. But anyway, that was totally random and a long rambly rant. I haven't actually really talked about this build much beyond me saying it's my absolute favorite. This backyard is also my favorite. I just love this whole townhouse. Like, I don't normally use a lot of the stuff that I've used in here, and I think that's what I love about it, is the fact that it is so different. There's things that I've not really ever used before. There's things that I have used, but I haven't used it in this particular way. And yeah, just combining everything, it makes me really, really happy. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think of this build down below. And we are working on, I believe, let me check my little calendar, Vaporeon next. So Vaporeon's done. Wait, am I? No, sorry, Jolteon. Jolteon and then Vaporeon. I've got to finish Glaceon, Flareon, and Umbreon. Glaceon is about half done, I would say. But yeah, we're gonna get those done. We're gonna get them out, and I'm very, very excited for that. So definitely let me know how you feel about these builds. And like I said, if you've got any fun, funky studies or fun, funky facts, let me know down below. Because I do love that sort of stuff. But the last little bit of this video here is just me adding more plants around. Again, keeping it very minimally furnished. Because I don't want to overwhelm the build, but I will upload it semi-furnished, and then fully furnished if you want that. But that one will come a little bit later, just because I've got to work on some other builds in the meantime. So I thought I would semi-furnish this one so at least it's somewhat playable. I'll probably upload it as apartments, not apartments, was it residential rentals, so that if you do want to play, it shouldn't be as difficult on your on your gameplay, I guess. I'm not really sure how that stuff works, so definitely if you're a game player, please let me know what would be best for you guys, because I don't want to make a build that you guys aren't really playing, because that's the whole purpose of me furnishing it, is so that you guys can play in it if you want. But yeah, that is pretty much the video. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!